Well, hello there. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society radio show here on YouTube. Of course, this evening is a Saturday evening. It's September 14th, 2019. And of course, we're hanging out. Just a quick pop in tonight, or this evening, I should say. Don't have a full show, but wanted to pop in just to say hello and to bring you the Cafe Society as you are used to getting it. Well, at least in part, right? How was your week, by the way? I had a fairly busy week as usual. Got so much on my plate, but I am not complaining. It's good to keep yourself busy as long as you are productive, right? All right. Well, I hope you did have a great week as well, and I hope you had an opportunity to check out this week's blog. It's another good one, so be sure to check it out. Of course, I'm Marilyn, hanging out with you on this Saturday evening. Again, encouraging you to find me during the week on social media. Be sure to check out the website and all of that good stuff as well. So, it's mid-September, folks. Mid-September. Can you believe it? So how are you doing? Have you had an opportunity to kind of assess where you are in the year in terms of some goals that you've made, some plans that you've made, things that you want to do? No? Yes? Maybe? Well, just real quickly, the first thing we have to do is, revisit that goal, right? Revisit that plan or whatever benchmark we wanted to hit by third quarter, going into fourth quarter, and of course, approaching the end of this year. Know what it is. Do you know what it is? Do you remember? Revisit that, okay? And if you haven't already written it down, be sure to write it down, or them, however many of them, goals, successes, whatever you want to call them, however many you had, be sure to write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it on a daily basis just to remind yourself of that particular goal. Another thing that you need to do is to review it, to go back and, revisit it, sort of like what we're doing or what I'm encouraging you all to do now. And visualize and see yourself accomplishing whatever it is that you are attempting to accomplish, and do more than visualize it. Own it, believe it, right? And then make those steps to hit your target, your little benchmarks or goals that you set, of course, with the final goal being met at that time period that you want to meet it. And, take those baby steps, as I just said, take those baby steps, and hopefully you'll get there by the end of the year or whatever time frame that you've set for yourself. All right? Stay in it. Don't give up. And if you, fell off the weight loss wagon, or you had to drop a couple of classes for the semester, whatever it is, don't beat yourself up about it. It happens to everyone. Just dust yourself off and keep on going. Regroup, reassess. If you have to slow your pace down, that's fine too, but don't give up. All right, I'm done with that. I just wanted to share that with you. Ready for this day in history? I found some good ones. Here's the first one. On this day in history in 1814, the poem entitled Defense of Fort McHenry was written by Francis Scott Key as he witnessed the Battle of Baltimore during the War of 1812, and particularly the bombardment of Fort McHenry. Now, the significance of this particular poem is that it was later set to music or to the tune of a popular British song that's called the Anacreontic Song. I believe I pronounced that right. And it sounds something like this. Okay, you get it? Well, the poem officially, when it was written, it had 4 stanzas, but for the purpose of the song, the first stanza was selected and sung, And of course, the title was changed from Defense of Fort McHenry to, drumroll, the Star Spangled Banner. And it soon became a well known United States patriotic song. And of course, by March of 1931, President Herbert Hoover signed a congressional resolution that made it the United States national anthem. And this particular song, you guys, I know you've heard this, right? It's one of the most difficult songs to sing because of the range in just one stanza of music. But the range is so difficult. And of course, everyone has done their own rendition of it. Of course, Whitney Houston's being very popular. But yeah, that's the story on the Star Spangled Banner. There's a whole lot more to it as well. So if you get some free time, be sure to check it out. So you want me to sing a little bit? Just a little bit? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? All right. Maybe that'll be my next karaoke moment. You know, I've been practicing some other songs for that too, so maybe I'll add that to my list. I was inspired recently from a conference that I attended this week. I was inspired to do another song as well. So, yeah, we got some karaoke moments coming up. Don't worry. All right, and I do have one more on this day in history. On this day in history in 1966, the United States minimum wage was raised to a whopping $1.40 an hour. I know. Can you even get a cup of coffee for that much right now? All right, so anyway, just to give you a frame of reference, the current United States minimum wage is now $7.25. If you do the math, that's just about $1.40 per decade, per every 10 years increase since 1966. Oh my goodness. But remember, there are many states now that have raised the bar and are gradually increasing their minimum wage beyond what the federal minimum wage is to $15 per hour. Some are hoping by 2024, 2025 or so. I don't know how that's going to work out, but you know, it's just one of those yet another major yet necessary disruption that's going on now here in the United States. A disruption that, you know, I think is because, I use the word disruption because, you know, raising this minimum wage bar for minimum wage workers will certainly open the door for other workers, those who are trained, those who are skilled, those who are educated to expect some kind of increase as well, right? So we'll watch it and see how things go with this increase. I know that it's been kind of disruptive for small businesses, and some of the states who have passed laws to increase it significantly from the federal minimum wage are exempting, you know, some smaller businesses from it. But it's going to be interesting to watch it and see how things develop. All right, and so that concludes on this day in history. Getting into some cafe news. Well, this one caught my eye. There's a lot of business news out there, but this one caught my eye because my dad was a member of this union, the UAW, the United Auto Workers. Yeah, so this just came down the pipe maybe a half hour ago or so. The UAW announced that it would not extend a contract to General Motors Company and would decide the course of action at a meeting of union leaders that's going to happen tomorrow morning, that's Sunday morning in Detroit, Michigan. And it could result in talks resuming or possibly workers going out on strike. Yeah. Yeah, just this past Friday, yesterday, the UAW announced temporary contract extensions for the Ford Motor Company and for the Fiat Chrysler Automobiles NV, while it focused all of its attention on GM. Now, of course, GM workers last went out on a short 2 day strike back in 2007 during contract talks. And then the biggest one happened, I believe, in 1998 in Flint, Michigan. The big strike happened. It lasted about 54 days and it cost GM, I guess, some $2 billion. So are they going to strike again? We got to stay tuned, right? We got to keep our ears peeled for this story. Now, there are some who are close to this matter. They're reporting that GM may seek themselves a temporary extension of the contract or pursue other options, including seeking assistance from a third party. So, again, we'll watch this and see what happens and see if, some 12 years later, the last strike was 2007. This is 2019. We'll see if some 12 years later they find themselves out there um, picketing. All right. And then lastly, this is just a follow up story to some of the stories that we've been following here on the cafe. And of course, the big USA and China debacle that's going on. So here's the latest news on all of that. It's being reported that China may actually suspend tariff hikes on soybeans, pork, and some other farm goods. This story is coming from a Beijing state news agency, and they're saying that the move is sort of, in response to President Donald Trump's decision this past Wednesday to postpone the October 1st tariff hike on Chinese imports to October 15th. Now, it sounds like, the Chinese government wants to work this thing out, because they're hurting, as is the United States is hurting. Now, our Treasury Secretary, Stephen Mnuchin, said this past Wednesday that the tariff delay by President Trump was a goodwill gesture to the Chinese. And of course, Chinese negotiators are due to fly out to D.C. in early October to meet with the Treasury Secretary and the United States Trade Representative about this whole issue. Now, some are saying because of the delayed tariff hike, President Trump allowed for the possibility of these talks to take place, and hopefully they'll be able to make enough progress to avert the increase indefinitely. Now, there are some economists out there who are saying good luck with that, and they're thinking that this is going to drag on for several more months, taking us into 2020. So we'll see. And of course, we've been talking about it here on the show. We know that these tariff hikes on both sides are costing billions of dollars and disrupting business for farmers and factories and everyone who's trying to do business. So let's hope they get this worked out, right? We're going to stay optimistic and positive, and of course, keep those prayers going. All right, and just a quick look at the stock market. Well, the Dow was up today, 37.07. The S&P 500 was down a negative 2.17, and the NASDAQ was down as well, a negative 17.75. Stocks that are doing okay, the United Health Group is up $4.59 to $233.61. Of course, that's they're in the health insurance business. Bank of America was up 50 cents to $30.17, and that's because of the week-long rise in bond yields. Freeport Mech Molten was up 39 cents to $10.76. Of course, they benefited from the spike in copper prices, and Tyson Foods is up $1.70 to $85.17. And they, of course, are benefiting from China's move to lift the tariffs or suspend the tariffs on certain products. Those that are not doing so well include Broadcom Inc. They're down $10.26. And that's because of the maintained weak revenue forecast for the year. And Apple, surprisingly, is down $4.33. This is all because of those congressional antitrust investigations that are going on. Taking a quick look at oil, well, they're down a negative 24 cents to 54.85. Gold is down dramatically. Well, not that dramatically. Down $7.80 to $1,490.90. And the euro is a fraction of a fraction, down a fraction of a penny. They're holding at about $1.11. All right. And that's our look at the stock market. Real quick, getting back into some sports, because I like to try to keep it balanced. I do a whole lot of talking on the show about the NBA because I love basketball. And I try to give the ladies of the NBA some time too. So we do want to shout out the Chicago Sky as they are traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Aces for the playoffs. That's right, it's playoff season for the WNBA. They're in second rounds, and number 6 Seattle will be at number 3 Los Angeles, and number 5 Sky will be at number 4 Las Vegas at 4 o'clock. This is all going to happen on Sunday. All right. All right, so go Chicago Sky. We wish them the best, and all the ladies who represent the WNBA. Be sure to show them some love. So as you can hear, I have some of my favorite music in the background playing. Like I said, it's Saturday evening. This is my Saturday date. It's becoming my Saturday date. We are going to get back to some live shows, daytime live shows on a Saturday as well from various locations. So just bear with us. Again, I appreciate everyone who is hanging in there with me here on the show. Thank you so much. And thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and prayers and inviting me to your events. Again, we're going to be doing some live broadcasting from various locations coming up in the near future, everybody. So stay tuned. I'll definitely keep you posted. Remember, you can find me on Twitter. That's Marilyn's Cafe Soch. You can also find me, and when I say Soch, but it's actually society shortened to SOC, Marilyn's Cafe SOC. All right, that's on Twitter. Facebook at Marilyn's Cafe Society. The website, Marilyn'sCafeSociety.com. And of course, the blog. I'm keeping up with my goal of doing a blog a week. So be sure to check out Marilyn's Cafe Society on WordPress. And of course, right here on YouTube, Marilyn's Cafe Society. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about it. All right. All right. So let's look at what love is this week. Love is when his texts keep coming fast. All right. That's a good one, right? All right, and remember, everybody, if you don't do anything else this week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. Again, this song is Sun Goddess by Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago's very own Ramsey Lewis. Actually, many of the members from Earth, Wind, and Fire hail from Chicago as well. I don't own the rights to this music, but it's beautiful music, and I love it, and I love sharing it with you. So, as always, it's been a pleasure and a privilege. And I tell you, if you don't do anything else this week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. All right, I'll tell you now. If you don't do anything else this week, everybody, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. We'll do it all over again right here on Marilyn's Cafe Society on YouTube next week. Peace.